February 2026. The United States is moving 24 F-22 Raptors and 30 F-35 stealth fighters into striking distance of Iran, simultaneously. That has happened exactly once before in history, 4 days before American B-2 bombers mostly destroyed Iran's nuclear facilities last June. The aircraft aren't the only assets moving. 2 carrier strike groups are now in theatre. This update is about the surge of stealth fighters that join over 150 combat aircraft repositioned in 10 days. The first fighter wing at Langley Eustis, Virginia, launched the F-22 deployment February 17th, using Coronet ferry missions, sequential aerial refueling across the Atlantic, the same logistics signature analysts tracked in the days before Midnight Hammer.
But one thing is certain, I will never allow the world's #1 sponsor of terror, which they are by far, to have a nuclear weapon. Can't let that happen.
On February 24th, 12 Raptors departed RAF Lakenheath in 4 cells of 3, each cell paired with a dedicated tanker. 11 reached Ovda Air Base in Israel's Negev desert. 1 returned with a fuel leak. Chinese commercial satellite company Mizar Vision confirmed all 11 on the ground within hours. A second wave of 12 more crossed the Atlantic the following day and is staged at Lakenheath right now. Ovda is a deliberate choice. Gulf states refused Washington basing rights for offensive assets, unwilling to absorb Iranian retaliation. Israel carries no such hesitation. Ovda is a large Israeli Air Force base with hardened shelters, long runways, and Arrow 3 missile defences on site. The F-22's combat radius exceeds 600 nautical miles. From Ovda, Iranian airspace is within reach without additional staging. Patriot batteries were photographed adjacent to the aircraft within 24 hours of arrival. The F-22's role here is not ground attack. Iran's Air Force poses no credible interception threat. Raptors exist in this package to escort strike aircraft, B-2 Spirit bombers, F-15s, through Iranian surface-to-air missile corridors that would otherwise threaten 4th-generation platforms. They protect the hugely valuable but vulnerable bombers. With a combined force approaching 23 Raptors in theatre, nearly 1 in 8 of every F-22 ever built, this represents the largest single theatre concentration of America's premier stealth air superiority asset since the platform achieved operational status in 2005. It happened in 2025, days before US bombing campaigns. The F-22s aren't alone. 24 F-35s also made the journey across the Atlantic. The F-35 is a fundamentally different weapons system. Where the F-22 dominates air-to-air, the F-35's primary value is suppression of enemy air defences. Iran has invested heavily in layered ground-based air defence. Russian-supplied S-300 batteries and Iranian-made interceptors distributed across hardened sites protecting nuclear facilities at Fordow, Natanz and Bushehr. Penetrating that network without first degrading it would cost aircraft and crews. The F-35 helps solve that problem. During Operation Midnight Hammer, F-35s were the first aircraft across the Iranian border and the last ones out. They mapped radar emissions, triggered defensive responses, and transmitted targeting data in real time to strike packages following behind. 18 F-35s represents a full combat deployment. The Jordanian base has become the central hub for US tactical air power in the CENTCOM theatre. F-15 Strike Eagles, A-10s, ISR drones, THAAD and Patriot batteries all share that footprint. Jordan's position provides geographic access that Gulf states won't grant. Additional F-35s are confirmed in transit as of this week, potentially bringing the total to 30 aircraft. The combined force picture as of February 26th, 23 F-22s, 30 F-35s, 2 carrier strike groups. Abraham Lincoln in the Arabian Sea, Gerald R. Ford now through the Strait of Gibraltar and operating in the Eastern Mediterranean. Over 150 US aircraft repositioned to the theatre in 10 days. Iran's supreme leader warned this week that America may be struck so hard it cannot get back up. The assets now in position suggest Washington calculated that risk and deployed anyway. Diplomacy continues in Geneva. The aircraft are not waiting for it. If you enjoyed this video, please hit subscribe.